Bitcoin is going to $80,000 and you can do nothing about it. Altcoins are actually going to print the new low. All you have to do currently is to short. This way you will save your portfolio and on top of that actually make money. Today we're talking about whether or not we're actually going to see a final drop before this long-awaited alt season. We're going to talk about Ethereum and also focus on altcoins that are bouncing the hardest from these levels, because these are the things that you should be focusing on in order to make money. Without further ado, let's start. We're kicking off our talk with Ethereum. Although I would say we're at very high open interest currently for Ethereum, and a lot of people essentially leverage long in altcoins at this stage, which definitely advises some caution into the current situation. Following the views, which is a very nice retail metric for YouTube, we definitely have a lot of people leaving the market. And secondly, bearish content, people that actually shorten at this stage, they're getting way more attention from the market. And I do believe a lot of people that used to be longing, right now they flip shorting, right? Which is always a very nice thing out there. I do think that institutions actually shorten Ethereum when they are accumulating, right? Unfortunately, I do think we might be seeing last drop for alts, 10-20% or something, just to liquidate late leverage longs. Or maybe it's not going to happen currently. Maybe we will just see a bigger bounce from here on altcoins, and then we will have our drop to liquidate all the late longers at this stage, because right now shorters need to get liquidated as well. Hard situation in the marketplace currently. Long term, we're definitely bullish, very bullish, right? This is your open interest on Ethereum. Ethereum open interest is touching last cycle's support. The open interest was too high, and that's why we saw Ethereum correct. It's very interesting that before the correction that happened recently, Ethereum open interest was at all-time highs. Insane. Back in trendline support, each time the price has tested this level, we've seen a strong bounce. This is essentially the chart of Ethereum out there. We did not drop below this support, and we are at the bottom of it currently. Speculation here is that we should be going higher from here. This is something I've been talking about for quite a while. Triple bottom on the chart of Ethereum as well, which considered to be a bullish pattern, and this overview that we see right here is propelling us to $4,000 per Ethereum. Although timing wise it says that $4,000 will be reached in July of 2026. Obviously, I do think something like this is happening way sooner. 600 million stable coins. Stables Labs integrates XLR's interchain token service, bringing a fast growing new stablecoin and $600 million plus in TVL into XLR to be deployed on Base, Arbitrum, and Ethereum. So a bunch of stablecoins are also coming into the Ethereum ecosystem, which is always bullish for any type of ecosystem out there. Overall, the reason I'm focusing on Ethereum so much lately is because this is the main coin that we pretty much need to be pumping in order to finally see the alt season happening, right? And I do actually think that we are going to see a degenerate giant rotation from BTC to Ethereum. And a lot of people are saying, like, imagine BTC didn't drop yet, like from the current ranges, it did not drop, and alts and meme coins, they are down heavily at this stage. A lot of people are saying, imagine what will happen when BTC finally will drop. If BTC really drops to like 85k or something, it might be the case that we actually would start seeing the rotation of liquidity into altcoins. Obviously, in the first seconds, in the first minutes, in the first several days of the drop, I do think that alts will drop as well, which would be a very nice narrative to liquidate most of longers out there, right? But I do believe that they would want to play the game slightly differently here, because we've been harshly in the trading market environments where traders were outperforming and people were taught to trade. And I do believe even people that are longing longs currently, longing alts, they will be closing the positions on each and every like key level, each and every bounce. Exactly something that happened to people longing SUI since the end of August out there. Bullish altcoins. We have to talk about this one as well, because since yesterday we essentially have seen a lot of alts essentially bouncing. Bullish Atom and ETH pattern for Total 3, which is the altcoin index out there. Bullish Atom and ETH pattern, as we can essentially see right here. It's a very interesting thing, because this one obviously is just liquidating a bunch of longers, and definitely a lot of people got liquidated. Reversal pattern you want to see for altcoins to play out. Bitcoin leverage across all exchanges. Bitcoin estimated leverage ratio. One of the very interesting metrics currently is that actually the stablecoin supply on exchanges is at all-time high. Why? Because people are mostly on leverage. No one is holding alts on spot. People got wrecked heavily. People were selling the spot holdings into meme coins. Meme coins went down, so a lot of people are down drastically. And I do believe that a part of revenge trading is actually taking place here when people are jumping on altcoin leverage, right? And unfortunately, most should get wrecked. And I have this feeling that most of the market participants that really survived till this time, that are still present in the market, a lot of them are leveraged long in altcoins. And I'm talking to people I know in the market, and that's what makes me cautious, to be honest. I do believe that really a lot of people are long in alts at this stage, thinking that, man, like it was the last drop, nothing has happened from there. That's why, like, this is the thing I'm cautious on at this stage. My take is that maybe they won't be implementing the last big flash, is that they will just start pumping the prices higher up, and people will just be closing the longs themselves because they're hurt, and they will constantly be thinking that we are going lower, lower, and lower. Nearing new yearly highs, signaling increased risk of liquidation event, mostly short squeeze. Short squeeze for this metric out there, BTC leverage across all exchanges. Very, very interesting at this stage, but at the same time, like, the funding rates, they're quite neutral, which means that the amount of longs and shorts that are opened on the market is pretty similar. So first alt I want to talk about is XRP. It's bouncing nicely from the bottoms thus far, and I don't believe this one would have a lot of upside because I would say that the bulk of the move happened already. And I think people like Carl the Moon that were able to catch this move on leverage, they'll probably be making more money than people that will be holding XRP for the whole year currently, right? That's why it's very, very important in the markets, because if you lose like 10 days of outperformance from the asset, if you're not in the market in the 10 days of outperformance, even in stock market, you're trimming your performance by at least a half, right? In crypto, it's crazy. Imagine you missed 5-6x move on XRP from the bottoms. Are you getting 5-6x move on XRP for the whole cycle currently? Honestly, I don't think so. XRP ETF today, SEC has acknowledged Grayscale's XRP ETF 19B for filing, right? Filing. So it's very, very interesting because I also coming to the event of launch of Ethereum ETF. I'm still thinking that they just used it to lure people into the asset, and I do think that they're shorting heavily, and I do think that they're accumulating for all this time. And like on a daily basis, where I see news like someone bought 100 million of Ethereum here, someone bought 100 million on Ethereum there. Market is numb to this news. Market does not believe this news at this stage, and I think this is bullish for these people that are suppressing the price and that are accumulating essentially. The SEC just acknowledged Grayscale and NYC filing to list an XRP ETF. XRP army is insane. Today, Ripple has sent 300 million XRP worth $700 million in 1 second, all for a fee of just 0.001. This is the future of finance, and this is the reserve asset that the United States needs. A very, very interesting thing, yeah, that such a big, large amount of money actually was sent for such a small fee. Imagine like doing that with a bank account. Impossible. Donald Trump Jr. just followed XRP, also bullish, but we have seen a meeting of Trump, the president, with the founders of XRP, right? And after that, it pumped slightly. So most likely they pay to the family of Trump, and most likely they will be pushing this one as well. For some reason, I do think that Ethereum is actually going to be the main thing of the focus, because I don't think that XRP will be outperforming heavily moving into the cycle, just because I think the bulk of the move is done at this stage. Like, I'm not expecting 5 to 6x from here on the asset in this cycle. XRP as consequence is one of the best performing alts. Yeah, so at this stage it definitely is, and it pumped very, very nicely from the recent dips. A lot of assets, they're still in the dips, right? And I do believe that with some assets popping out, like we, for example, as well, what we would be seeing the rotation of people taking profits on that assets and reposition into some others. And this is where people with the take that not all of alts are going to go up, they will lose one more time. Because if you are saying that none of the alts will essentially be going up, you're betting against human greed. And traders, they're just there to trade, they take profits, they're taking profits on the small move, they reposition to something else. They try to participate in the largest amount of moves like this possible, when in reality, most likely, you outperform if you just hold and wait, but you need to have a luxury. You need to have a luxury in order to do this, right? In order to just hold and wait. Because if you're a trader, you can be constantly making money like every day, right? If you're a holder, you just wait and you make a lot. but there is a risk because you could also not make a lot. Project can scam or something, and you just have to do nothing, right? And you're not making money in the process, and you cannot take any money out because if you do, you would essentially trim your position only if you're not on leverage with the asset that went up higher from your entry price. The second altcoin I want to talk about is Hype at this stage. Also a consensus thing on the marketplace. I've seen a very interesting post from one of the reputable guys on X sharing that Hype might be repeating the story of GMX. In the point, if you don't know, GMX is essentially a trading platform, on-chain DEX as well, which was very popular in the bear market. And I told you at the peak hype of Hype, I told you this is the coin of the bear market. This is not something sexy. People are looking into revenue, into product market fit, even in this type of product market fit in the bearish scenario on the marketplace. And arguably, like, we're still in the bear market for altcoins, 100%. We're still in the bear market at this stage. They're just going lower and lower and lower, and they seem to have no bottom, right? An interesting and very important thought regarding this matter is that these assets that seem to be sexy and people are buying them in the setups where market is bearish, they're not the most sexy ones when things are pumping. My strategy is focusing on the assets that might be reaching product market fit and will be sexy and are positioned in the sexy narratives that will be outperforming when market is bullish, because I'm not looking to use current PvP market participants as exit liquidity. Most likely they will win me and they will actually take my money. I'm looking to use newcomers as exit liquidity for the coins that will be the most sexier for them. These are some projects in gaming niche, for example. Some layer ones, most likely as well, the sexy ones for retail essentially, and probably meme coins as well. Yeah, I do think that memes, they will be in this category as well. But despite the fact we see things like WIF and Popcat bouncing, I do believe that something I was sharing multiple times will come true as well. And what I was sharing, if you recall it, is that once we will see the first drop of BTC dominance, meme coins will get sold. People will sell them and they will reposition into altcoins loans and altcoin spot very quickly, because they would understand that like there is a limited upside in this type of assets. So I do believe meme coins to actually consolidate, because I do think they have issues with the supply control at this stage. So people would essentially, like the founders of the projects, they would have some time to reaccumulate the supplies that they probably sold, they probably lost in the recent dips. I'm not seeing that them coming back to all-time highs at this level just in straight line. I would be very curious if things would happen like this. I do believe that people who are buying in large meme coins, they need to get wrecked. The way they will be getting wrecked is that if BTC dominance really drops, and it should be really dropping, and alts will just outperform like crazy. And structurally, from my point of view, memes just are not there currently to be pumping. They did not went through multi-month accumulation, and altcoins they went through multi-year accumulation, right? Which is quite insane. One of the best looking alts chart-wise, Hyperliquid. Yeah, I would advise to be cautious about these things. So these type of assets that were popular before, like Sui, like Hyperliquid, like Solana, I do think they will be behaving similarly to what essentially awaits meme coins at this stage. They will be pumping the first, and they are pumping the first, but from my point of view, they won't be outperforming. From my point of view, people will be selling on them as soon as they see real BTC dominance drop. It's like people are trying to use the same vehicle that got them here, right? But the trend should be changing from my point of view, and they should be wrong from my point of view on the fundamentals, on the things that happen around this. Like, I'm just not seeing the same exact thing just running. It's not the way this market actually works. Breakout for the Hyperliquid. Some people say essentially that as soon as we will have this breakout, we'll probably go into all-time highs and price discovery as well. I would say just be cautious. It's probably more like a trading coin. Like Sui is a trading coin currently, Hyperliquid is a trading coin currently. So this is something that you might be trading if you want. From my point of view, I'm not a trader. My strategy is just catch at the bottom on alts that I think will be receiving a lot of retail inflows and product and have a potential to reach product market fit, long them at the bottoms, and just grow the positions on them over time through the whole cycle. Most people are not going to use this strategy. Even if you try, you will not use this strategy. You will most likely fail, unfortunately. You will close your longs, you will reposition, you will pick some alts, because this strategy definitely inflicts a large amount of pain. I do understand this. That's why, like, this type of content, like I'm sharing currently, it's more like for traders. You'll be able to make your 1, 2, 3, 4K with longing these things and be happy. Outperformance: Hyperliquid, SUI, Ethereum, BTC, Sol, Farcoin. So we do see that SUI, Hyperliquid are outperforming. Man, yeah, just strong traders coins. Traders, they love these coins at this stage, right? But people who made the most money on SUI, for example, were the ones that actually longed the bottom of 0.4, 0.5 in the summer, and they were able to hold their longs, just constantly increasing the size of the position that they had. These are the people that made the most money on SUI, right? Not these traders. Traders currently, they just forced to long it because they see these as strong assets out there, which is quite insane. Ethereum is not doing this great. Farcoin is also down. Honestly, I'm not seeing these Sol memes just coming back. I want to be honest with you. I'm just straight away sharing information. I'm sharing my thoughts, even if they hurt my things out there. WIF, fallen wedge on WIF. This is a daily time frame right here, right, which essentially leads to the fact that I think memes are cooked right now. To be honest, feels like middle end of NFT cycle. Not sure. Yeah, this is something I actually wanted to share. And despite the fact that we have a saying here like meme coin bottom signals, I do believe that this actually might be true, despite the fact like Cook was wrong on most of the things out there. If you think about that, like he was chilling Mudang, it's insane. Like chill guy, I think as well. He was wrong on a lot of things, but something you cannot take from people in this market is experience. And I do believe that a lot of people that were participants of NFT cycle, if they managed to be participants of meme coin cycle as well, they should see a lot of similarities. I do believe that the best thing that we would be seeing currently is complacency bounce. Once we are seeing BTC dominance, like real drop of BTC dominance, all your memes and all your projects that seem to be strong, they're getting heavily sold on. They will be underperforming, and people will reposition into different assets out there that will be popular. And that's why, like, this is one of the reasons, for example, because I also want to be able to make some money early in this round. That's why I'm longing Sushi, for example, because Sushi is a DEX. It's a real business. It's revenue. It's like a part that establishes casino to actually work. And I don't understand that pussies, they will be longing and buying into projects like this, because when they are coming out of fear, these are the type of projects that they're naturally coming into, right? And that's why I'm longing currently, to rob pussies. This is something I acknowledge, and this is something I understand. And it's a bit weird that I'm not longing like things like WIF and others, Trump coin as well, despite my thesis. Well, some we make, some we lose out there, right? But following my thesis, I should have longed memes as well, because I was talking for multiple weeks. I do think that they will be bouncing the first, but with first signs of BTC dominance drop, they will get sold into like heavily. Probably just don't want to play these games of active management, because most people, when they try to play them, they are just losing. And I would rather just increase my positions in the assets that I think market will be coming to once BTC dominance is going to drop, once we're switching to believers market fully, and once we're having more retail as well. Because the main thing for retail to come is, yeah, it's like the price of Bitcoin and things like that. And retail was definitely coming multiple times this cycle. But the main thing for retail to stay is price going up on coins that they can believe in, right? And these are altcoins. This is technology. I've never gotten so burnt like I have during this bull run. Lesson learned, and it's safe to say I'll only be riding the Bitcoin train from now. I just want some kind of rally so I can sell all my shitcoins. This one is insane. This is actually a comment that Benjamin Coven was sharing. I do believe that he has definitely made a bunch of money to people that were holding BTC thus far. And I do believe that we're actually at the top of this sentiment. As you can see, it got 71 likes under the comment on YouTube, which is quite a huge amount, right? I do believe we should be at the top of BTC dominance, and I do believe people who are sharing this currently, and as you can see, like it's kind of consensus currently, 100%. People that are sharing this opinion currently, especially if they will be selling their altcoins and buying into Bitcoin, I don't know, they will curse Benjamin Coven if he won't share his opinion and explain to them what exactly would be happening. He's also talking about quantitative easing being necessity for the kickoff of alt season. I kind of bought this myself. But what the fuck, I don't know. Am I a macro expert? Why the fuck I'm talking about quantitative easing for our season to happen? This is just some bullshit narrative. It should be happening historically at this stage, and it will be happening. And quantitative easing is already going on by central banks in different countries. They already do it. This is the only thing that they actually can do. Like, they cannot do nothing else. And this sentiment, like, I just feel bad for these people. It's crazy. They would really sell alts and buy BTC at the exact top of BTC dominance. And they will just curse Benjamin Cohen if he want change. It's crazy. I really do feel bad. Trader SZ is sharing that WIF is moving. He's quite a big guy, so a lot of people essentially listening to his opinion out there. But I'm not bullish these memes. I think how you should be seeing the bounces on meme coins currently. And interesting thing is that I told the same thing before this drop of BTC dominance that we have seen in end of November and December. I was publicly sharing multiple times on my X. If you're buying meme coins currently, I'm praying for you. They are pushing meme coins into your throat so they can take your money and long altcoins with your money. This is something I was sharing, and this is something exactly that happened. 100%. Because after Trump win became obvious, market started to rally, and the first things rallying were memes and AI. But over time it became obvious that alts, they started to run at the same time in parallel, and in comparison to memes and AI projects, alts, they were not correcting. They were just going up, 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 and up. Why? Because they have utility, they have real teams. It's easier to hold them. It's easier to attract people into the market as well. And all these market manipulators that are constantly robbing us and taking our money, they would have to stop at some point of time with the alts and with the sentiment on Ethereum. Why they have to stop? Because if they would rob too much, no one will join this space. No one will believe it. Like, the sentiment at this stage is that altcoins are a scam for so much time. It's crazy. Like, it should be changing like right now, 100%. And again, it's a very, very tough action for Bitcoin holders. Just let's say to sell 20-25% of the BTC and position into altcoins, and probably like 2x leverage altcoins longs should be quite safe at this stage, right? In order for them to be able to grow them further. This is a very, very hard action to do, following all the narrative, following all the talk that is happening on the marketplace. But this is the right thing to do. This is the thing how to outperform. Just based on the odds, just based on BTC dominance. Like, this is a crazy bet at this stage, crazy. BTC is crazy expensive because of the BTC ETF. Altcoins are very, very cheap. On top, because of essentially BTC ETF situation right there. A lot of people are talking about a big, large drop on BTC and alts from here, and alts printing new low. Honestly, I cannot believe it at this level. It would be quite crazy. It would be like a scam of the market. At the same time, if we would remember 2020 and the COVID dump, this is exactly something that would be happening if you would essentially compare, right? Because a lot of people, they were definitely over leveraged at that time. A lot of people, unfortunately, I do think they're still leveraged at this stage. So they're still long in alts, and they're still not allowing for things to go up because they're long in alts. And because essentially if they're long in alts, they will be stopping them from moving because they will be taking profits. They will be halting the movements of the market makers right there. So I'm cautious. I'm cautious at this stage, but if you would ask me about my positions, I don't have any shorts. I'm actually longing stuff at this stage. Let's see how it goes. I'm just sharing the constant and linear message for the last several weeks, and I do think that this is the message with which you will be able to outperform. You just have to do the right things out there. Thank you very much for watching this one. I'll be seeing you tomorrow.